Uptown, good night. Comrades, good night. I want to hear you, How are you feeling tonight? You ready for December 9th?
Captain out, all man out.
You ready to put Arnhem Useless into retirement?
Captain out, all man out.
You ready for better representation in East Kingstown?
Captain out, all man out.
I remember the DJ bringing it in intermittently there. One of the very early things that Candyman says in that song is that election coming and Arnhem going to take licks. Let me hear the song.
Show me your four fingers.
I want to hear the line in the song.
Captain out, four fingers.
Show me your four fingers in the meantime. Let me line it up.
Who are vex, good vex. Leader, comrade, burn them like a pepper.
Four fingers.
Show me your four fingers. And then go to get licked.
All right, Mr. DJ, you reached the line there. And it's very important for us not to fall for the NDP tricks. That song is an important song that we should pay good attention to. Comrades, I want to tell you that I am very happy tonight to share the platform with such distinguished colleagues. And I want to thank them individually for the remarks that they have made tonight, starting with Teacher Debbie. Because one of the things that Sonny Banks says in his song, and I say this from time to time wherever I go, is that we have to keep them out, and we have to keep them out. We have to keep them in opposition. But I don't think that he goes far enough. Because not only do we need to keep them in opposition, we need to get them out of Parliament. And Teacher Debbie is going to take care of Daniel Cummins, who has no respect for women and has no respect for anybody in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And he believes that he is the only person who could get anything done. Well, in Central Kingstown, you know that Beresford Phillips is going to take care of business. He's not here tonight because he's featuring at another public meeting. In fact, I think that meeting is in his own constituency, in Green Hill. On the platform as well, we have here Jomo Thomas. I wanted to give another round of applause for Jomo Thomas, who brought to us a speech full of substance and style. And the good thing is, Jomo made the point that he is originally from Morris Village. And I have the honor of being the person who he's going to vote for in these elections. So even though he living in West Kingstown now, and he running in South Leeward, he's going to be voting for Luke Browne in East Kingstown.
Captain out, all man out.
So in other words, he is going to be making a contribution to bringing about change to the representation in our constituency, and you know that that change is much needed. We also have on stage with us here tonight, well, Hans King is the chairman. He don't really need any introduction. He from Morris Village too, but he take his vote to West St. George. I am still grieving, but however, we will make it through. I want us to give a special round of applause to Momo. Y'all think she gave a good speech tonight? So Momo gave a very good speech tonight, and I have on stage as well tonight Peter Edward, the campaign manager. Give him a round of applause too. And of course, I'm delighted to see so many of my supporters from Uptown, from Longwall, from Middle Street, from Quarry Road, from all over the constituency, because we have people from Morris Village and Rockies and Dorsetshire Hill and King Garden and everywhere. And the people are here in their numbers to let it be known that we are going to win these elections.
Captain out, all man out.
Comrades, we are in Uptown tonight. And I remember that very early in my political career, and I don't even know if I had a political career then, it was when we were discussing the referendum, I gave a very memorable speech right here in Uptown. And as a result of that speech, I believe I had the opportunities that brought me to this point tonight, where I could be on this platform to deliver this speech in this campaign to be your next representative. And Uptown is like a home to me. I want to congratulate, especially at this time, the Uptown Rollers. I don't know if there are any of the members of the team within the sound of my voice. But I see some men putting up their hand here. But they just won on Sunday a championship at the Sign Hill playing field. And I want us to give them a special big up. Sorry? And I hear that is a major indicator of the victory that we're going to have on election day.
Captain out, all man out.
We have some winning ways going on. Now, Uptown is very important. It's very important because of several reasons. And Momo already made the point that I am from this constituency. I was born here and I was raised here. And as fate would have it, when I was given my ministerial appointment by the Prime Minister as a parliamentary secretary, he placed me in the Ministry of Tourism, Sports and Culture. And you know, not very far from here, in that NIS building, my office was. So every opportunity I had to spend some time on the block, I would spend some time on the block, interacting with the gentlemen there, exchanging ideas, talking about things, talking about the issues that affect them, and even some ideas that we could have to deal with those issues. Seeing how I could help, maybe in some small way or the other. It could be in relation to jobs, or it could be in relation to something else. But I was there making sure that they had someone that they could talk to and they could listen to. And more than that, out of respect for the area, some time ago, well, you noticed that the Prime Minister just came on stage here. We did a tour in East Kingstown with the Prime Minister. And the first stop was right here on the block by the Napa building there. Before we went anywhere else, I wanted him to come and have a sense of what life is like here, and for him to see how we could make a difference in the lives of people from this community. What I did in that respect is going to characterize every aspect of my representation, to make sure that people from Uptown and from other parts of the constituency know that they have a representative that is in touch with them and a representative that cares about them. In contrast to that, and Mr. Usley, I am very passionate about these elections because I know that what happens in this poll is going to affect the kind of future that each and every one of us will have. And therefore, we have to make sure that we work hard so that on December 9th, we secure this victory. On the contrary, the people in this constituency have had a representative for the past 17 years that has been badly out of touch. Many of the people in this constituency have never seen Arnim Eustace in person. He has never come to look for them in their homes or where they are. And I don't think that anybody could say that of me. It took him 16 years, or just around 6,000 days as a representative in this constituency before he could show his face on this block. And I want to say that that is unacceptable, and that is something that you do not have to stand for in a representative. But having said that, and we want to go into some of the nitty-gritty of the matter. Momo spoke to some of these issues. But we have to drive the message home, and we have to keep in mind what is at stake. First of all, and I'm talking about things that have a bearing on the constituency, we have a case where Mr. Eustace wants to make himself out as some sort of Mr. Clean. And he wants to make himself out as some sort of man who is going to stand against corruption and who will fight against corruption. But the truth of the matter is, he is a bad example where this is concerned. Many of you know already that this gentleman collected an allowance from the government for 16 solid years, going on 17 years, to open a constituency office, and he never had a constituency office until recently. He collected over $250,000 from the Treasury for an office that he never had, and he wanted to talk about coming in and dealing with corruption. He has no moral authority or any other authority to talk about corruption in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And he eventually went ahead and opened up an office. And he called it a temporary office for election purposes. Is that good enough from your representative? No. Is that good enough from a man who is collecting money every month to take care of a constituency office? No. We must reject Arnhem Eustace, and we must reject these things that he does at the polls on December 9th.
Keep them out. Keep them out. They have no plan. Keep them in.
Comrades, his approach to the constituency office and his way in which he does not really show himself to be an agent against corruption is one thing. But more than that, Arnhem Eustace has failed the people in this constituency. He is a failure on many fronts. Momo made the point that you have a man going into Parliament and talking for 3 hours plus in Parliament during the budget without saying one single word about the constituency of East Kingstown, about his constituency. He is the only person to speak in Parliament at the budget without mentioning his constituency, Arnhem Eustace. Comrades, we have our work cut out in this election.